Today on Meet the Business, the masterminds behind one of my favorite things in the world, the Cookie Club experience, will be Hasina and Anthony Grice, a husband and wife duo, and the owners of Perfect Sweets Incorporated out of Washingtonville, New York. They are culinary creatives who have elevated the dessert world from cookies to lemonades to cakes and a lot of other things in between that I could not possibly list in this introduction. And now also skincare products. So without further ado, let me introduce you to Hasina and Anthony with Perfect Sweets. Welcome to Meet the Business. Today's guest is
Hasina Grice
and Anthony Grice
from Perfect Sweets.
Yeah.
Perfect Sweets with the slogan, hit the sweet spot, right?
Yes, hit the sweet spot. It's one of those things you'll never forget.
That's true. I know I get fat on your cookies as much as possible.
Yeah.
So tell the world why you guys are the ones that can hit their sweet spot.
Ooh.
Well, I'm going to start because it's going to be about Hasina, but it's going to sound probably better if it comes from me.
Okay.
Hasina is a really talented chef. She has been baking all of her life since she was a little girl. She grew up in a household where they cooked a lot of food. Her mother was catering and things like that. And it has always been a passion of hers to be a chef. But at that time, when she was first in school, going to college, that wasn't one of the things that was very popular. But she just always had a passion for it. And then we had an opportunity as a family, we made a family decision for her to go back to school after some, other career moves, for her to go back to school and to go to the Culinary Institute of America. And so we are so super proud of that. And she graduated at the top of her class. And I say all of that, and maybe I am biased, but Hasina is the best chef that I have ever met in my life. And I have been to lots of restaurants, being single and everything else and all the things that I've been through. I've been to tons of restaurants because I can't cook myself. And she is by far the best chef that I have ever met.
Oh, thank you. I think it's really for me. Well, of course. I mean, they say a way to a man's heart is through his stomach. I don't know. But I think what's even more important to say is that for me, I bake love into everything I make. And I always say that if I'm not in a good mood, I don't go and make anything or bake anything because I feel like you bake that into the food. So whenever I'm getting ready to do something, I always pump myself up, cheer myself up so that I'm in the best mood possible so that I can just put the love and all that I have. And my heart's desire is to spark food memories. Like I want when people to try the things that I make for it to spark a memory and or create a memory, a positive memory that will last and be with them.
So what kind of positive memories have you guys created so far with your cookie business? Well, it's not just even cookies, your sweets business. I know I'm obsessed with your cookies, but I know you have a lot of other sweets. So
I do, definitely. I think some of the things that I will say this, when husbands and wives or partners come to our cart, and it's so interesting. Usually they'll come, especially if they haven't tried us. And for the first time, they'll say, okay, I'll get something and I'll take it home to share with my spouse or with my partner. And we'll always say, hey, we really recommend you get your own because you're probably not going to want to share. And they say, no, we're not really big sweets people, so we'll just share. And then later on, they'll come back and they say, oh my goodness, your dessert almost started a fight because it was so good and I didn't want to share. And I saved a piece. And when I was at work, they took the piece and ate it, and I was planning for it. So we love to hear it and we laugh about it. But truly, we love to just create a memory where people say there's something about it, And the truth is that it's really baking in its simplest form, right? There aren't a lot of additives. We're just getting back to the basics of baking really good desserts by using high quality, fresh, simple ingredients.
And then what I usually tell people, it's the same like when Hasina and I do go out to dinner.
Mhm.
You know, we usually get two different plates because we know we're going to share whatever it is that we order. And so we always tell people when they come to the cart or when they're ordering things off the cart,
Mhm.
um, get two of different items because then you're going to share it and you're going to get to enjoy it in that kind of way.
Well, it's like with your cookie club, my boyfriend and I, what we do is because the cookies are huge. They're like this big. So
Yeah.
I want to say they're shareable. They're only shareable because we get two cookies, cut them in half. He has one half of this one and half of the other one, and we just split it and make a little siesta out of it.
Yeah, that's nice.
Absolutely. And we love that. That's one of the things we love about the cookie club is that it gives people an opportunity to try different flavors. It's almost like that box that you get, like a travel box from around the world, and you get to like explore different flavors and be like, oh, I don't know, that one wasn't my favorite, or this one was my favorite, or oh my goodness, I never thought about this flavor. I really like that. And it's like it just creates a like fun experience for people to kind of move around and try something different.
And that's the great thing about the cookie club, that you really get six different flavors. And then back to what I was saying about Hasina, because not only is she a great chef, but she's also creative. So she's doing different flavor profiles. She's doing different combinations, some of them that you wouldn't have ever thought of. And is saying this is going to make a great cookie. And so, yeah, so our cookie club, while we're on that, is 3 month, 6 month, 9 month, or 12 month subscription. We do deliver if it's local, and then we do ship as well.
Yeah.
Wonderful. And do you ship outside the United States?
We haven't gotten that far yet. We have spoken to the major shipping companies about that, and we're willing to explore that, but we haven't gotten that far yet.
Right.
Okay. So someone out there needs to be the first person to
Come
do
on,
go.
international, the
That's
first
right.
international.
it. Definitely, I will say, I've had a lot of cookies in my travels. I've been to 12 different countries, and I can safely say you guys make the best cookies I have personally had. And
I love
beating
it.
Austria and Germany and the whole area where
I
sweets
love
are
it.
just there's like in their blood. It's just in their blood. So actually, how do you guys balance that creative vision and your home life and just the environment that's around you? Like, I'm sure everybody and their mother is like, "Hey, can you bake for me for free?"
Yeah. So I want to talk about the
Yeah.
balance first, because that's the bigger crux of it.
Right.
It really takes a trust, a respect, and an understanding of everybody's skill set. Because there is just no way that I'm going to go into the kitchen and bake like Hasina bakes. I don't have that. But so the other skills that I bring to the table, I bring them with my full energy. And that way it takes I want to say stress, but I don't want to say stress because she really is enjoying herself in the kitchen. But it takes that pressure off of her where it's something that she doesn't have to focus on or worry about or things like that. And then another key to that is communication. And then so that's on that part from my perspective, but of course I'll let her give hers. But I do want to talk about the when people ask for things for free, we donate a lot to the community. And of course, when family and friends and people are coming over, we love to bless them with things. However, we still do have a business and we still have to keep our bottom line in mind.
And I think I would add to that, just as an entrepreneur, being an entrepreneur can be really hard. You think, oh, I'm going to be my own boss. This is wonderful. But a lot of people don't realize that there's a cost to being an entrepreneur. You often end up working more hours than if you had a 9 to 5 because you're constantly thinking about the business, especially allowing your business to be fluid and not stagnant, changing with the times, changing with the needs of your customers. We've reinvented ourselves a few times just as a business to stay fluid and approachable for all people involved. But you definitely have to carve out that time for yourself as an entrepreneur to say, I'm going to have some cutoff time so that I don't get burned out, so that I can continue to remain creative and offer some new insight into what it is that I'm doing and bringing to the community.
Awesome. Yeah, no, and you touched a good point. So being an entrepreneur, it really is no joke. Like the you are the middleman, you are the top man, you are the bottom man, and you are all the women in between.
All of it.
So then how have you guys changed in the last 5 years since becoming entrepreneurs? It's been longer than 5 years, I believe, right?
Yeah.
How have you changed or transformed?
I think we have changed in the beginning, my business started out, it was very much focused on catering to a lot of moms who were having parties, sweet 16s, engagements. I used to do a lot of tiered cakes. I spent a lot of years doing that. And then when COVID hit, it was like people aren't having parties anymore. They're not gathering for these events where they just need a cake. And that's kind of where the cookies were born. Even though they were always a part of our menu, it wasn't something that we featured or kind of pushed to the forefront because we were constantly having a lot of business with cakes and things like that. So during COVID, we reinvented ourselves and it was like, well, people are shut in. Who wouldn't love a fresh box of cookies? Delivered to their door. They don't have to go out, so we kind of pushed it. And as a result, our business grew during COVID. And we were right at that point where we were like, okay, we need to do brick and mortar. But, it happened and it was like, I'm so glad we didn't step into that because we would have lost a lot had we gone in that direction. So instead, it was like, you know what? Let's just be mobile. Let's be mobile because we can move around. We don't have that overhead cost of being in one location. And we can access a lot more people and a lot of other communities because we're mobile and we can move around. So that was kind of how it changed. We started to notice like a lot of our customers, some would come and they would be like, we're not eating animal products anymore. So we were like, okay, I've done that before also. I'd still do it a lot. I sometimes go plant-based, fully plant-based. So we started offering vegan options on the cart. We started offering gluten-free options. We've even done some food options because people love some of the food choices that I made. So we've offered fresh salads and fresh fruits and things like that. So we really try to make sure that whenever we're out, we have something for everyone. We want everyone to be able to experience perfect sweets in all of our offerings.
Yeah. And so, of course, we look at the business trends of what's going on. We get a ton of emails and other things, and we're out. And of course, we support other businesses there. And I won't, for the sake of that, I might miss some of them. I won't name those bakeries now. But of course, we frequent other bakeries and other food businesses. And we see what they're doing. And sometimes, we're friends with the chefs or the owners and things like that, and we converse with them, so we know what's going on, and we have a good pulse on businesses. We have a good pulse on the community. Of course, we're members of the Orange County Chamber of Commerce, and that has really just been helpful for us. Then the other thing is we're always looking for what's the next thing that we're going to do that fits our brand. Yeah.
Well, and I also think that there are so many bakeries out there, but really what makes you guys stand out is there's a lot of people that can make like red velvet and chocolate, yellow, vanilla cakes.
Mhm.
However, you guys don't just make the basic bitch stuff at all. It's like easiest way to put it. You don't. You go and elevate a cookie. For example, there's one I really love. It's like a honey apricot pistachio cookie. And let me tell you, you guys are the first people to make me actually experiment with sweets. And it is by far my favorite cookie you guys make. You made me fall in love with pistachio. My dad's been trying that for well over 30 years. We're just gonna say that. It didn't work until I had that cookie. So I noticed that you guys elevate the taste buds. Like what are some popular ones that are outside the norm?
Mm, that's interesting. I even with pulling the card out, I try to do. I am one of those. I'm a super taster, which is something that I found out when I went to the culinary, and we had this test and to find out kind of where your taste buds were. So I like to sit and imagine flavors that either normally pair well together or just in my mind I'm like, I love things like sweet and salty, contrasting things. So we have flavors that definitely the honey apricot pistachio was something that was well received. Any of the shortbreads, I've done a lavender Earl Grey tea shortbread, some of the strawberry banana pudding cookie, there was another one.
The apple cookie.
The apple pie, well, but that's a, classic flavor. But how I present it, people do love that in the fall. The s'mores, they love, of course. The pumpkin pie pecan cookie, so it's always changing and it's always different because I love to say, what are the desserts that I love and what happens if you try to change this into a cookie or something else?
I think Hasina touched on another thing that's very important, our presentation. We really, really put a lot of thought into our presentation. And even though we're a small business, we put care into like every single package. We're making sure our labels are just right. We're making sure the ingredient labels are just right. And like everything is presented in a way where, because people do eat with their eyes first.
Yeah.
So it's presented in a way that makes you want to almost not bite into it. But of course you're saying, okay, I have to eat this. I have to try it.
And it really is. Your cookies are luxury. I've seen your cakes. I definitely need to get one of your cakes for sure. They're just beautiful. So cookies, cakes, but what else? What else do you do or specialize in? Because I know there's a million things you do, but what are the
Yes, we
things
do.
that
We
you
we
want?
really want people to know that we are a concierge baking business. And even though we're not doing tiered cakes and layered cakes right now, we do offer cupcakes, shaped cupcake cakes. We do pound cakes. We do brownies. We do individual treats. We also cater events. We've catered a wedding before. So if you want individual treats at whatever event that you're having and you want to set up a dessert table, we can do that. If you want to rent the mobile dessert cart and have us come out and say, hey, I'm having 40 to 50 people and I want them to be able to come up to the cart and get a drink and two desserts, we can do that as well. So what else, babe? We also have a new venture that we just started. It's our artisan body butter. And that was birthed out of me just really wanting to take better care of myself and realizing like your skin is your largest organ. So I started to play around with creating a body butter that I loved. And during Christmas, I was like, okay, I'm having a Christmas party. Everybody that comes over, that's the gift that they're going to get. And after I gave this gift out, people started contacting me in the new year like, hey, can I get some more of that body butter? I loved it. I haven't had any eczema flare ups. My skin is just feeling so good since I started using it. And I was like, wow, this is really great. I think we're headed in another direction, which is something that we've always wanted to do because we really see Perfect Sweets in our brand as a brand, an umbrella that has many different things under it because I love doing so many things, not only sweet, but I also love doing savory. And I have all these ideas and I never want to limit myself to what I'm able to do or offer the community just based on the fact that they think, oh, it's just someone who bakes.
Yeah. I want to go back to the body butter. So I have very sensitive skin. I'm very, very careful about what I'm always putting on, even to the clothing and everything else. So the body butter was something that we were already using as a personal product. And even the body butter that we sell, we use it personally. I just took my jar upstairs to the room. So it's something that we use. So, and that's the thing about all of our products is not something that we wouldn't use ourselves or that we don't use ourselves. And it took us a lot of time actually to launch that product because there was a lot of testing, a lot of sampling, a lot of trying to get the labels the right way and all of those other things and making sure we had all the ingredients listed because we wouldn't want someone to have an allergic reaction, of trying to get this natural product and then all of a sudden. So trying to get all of that together. But once we launched, we were just so very, very happy with the turnout.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you're going to get there yet, but we do have a website. So all of the things that we're talking about are on our website.
So body butter, have you guys thought also about body scrub, especially for summer skin?
We've thought about everything. I would love to expand my line. I've even, talked to my husband about us doing like a lip balm with natural tints, like using beet juice for the coloring, because I'm not someone that wears a lot of makeup, but I do like having like a moisturizer or a lip tint. And I want to even be conscious of that. So as time goes on, we will definitely be expanding our care line to include body oils, body scrubs, things for the lips. But we just started out with the whipped body butter and seeing how it's doing
this year.
Yeah. And it's been doing really well. People have really loved it.
Yeah. So when we launch a product, it's usually that's the only focus for that year. So we usually take a break in December and January, like right after during that Christmas time.
Yeah.
Hasina and the children, more so than me, I'll admit, really love Christmas. So during that time, it is, we're really focused on family time. We're focused on resting and things like that. And then whatever products we're going to launch, we try to launch them by February.
Yeah.
And that's my birthday month. So we try to launch by February. Sometimes it doesn't happen. And then we just focus on that one product because we really want to handle it like a baby and make sure that it's doing everything that it's supposed to do. So even on that product and our other products, we are working now on trying to get them into stores.
Yeah.
And there's a few collaborations that we've had that have went well. We've done a collaboration with ShopRite. We're doing another one, and so we're looking forward to that. We did a collaboration just recently with Weir's Ice Cream, and that is going very, very well.
Very well.
And we're always looking at others, and even for our skincare line of getting that into some of the local beauty salon places, the health food stores and things like that.
Well, and it's awesome to see that you guys are doing things in the community, such as like with Weir's Ice Cream, you did the lemon pound cake. It's nice to see that you're able to collaborate with other businesses, which is good for businesses to hear that outside of this podcast, just in case they're looking for someone to collaborate. But also not to collaborate only, but to elevate something, especially that goes beyond the confines of what it means to eat. So what do you guys feel like is the biggest challenge as entrepreneurs in that realm of connecting with the community or people like clients, potential sponsors, investors?
I think I would say the biggest challenge would be just people's mindsets, right? We are the type of people and the type of business that really believes in businesses supporting businesses. I think that when people realize that they're not competing with someone else, that they're just competing with themselves, that they can open up another door of opportunity, right? There are, I said to my husband, I said, babe, why don't we reach out to Weir's and Ice Cream and do a collaboration? I noticed that they've done collaborations, and it's like, why not? Like, my husband's great at reaching out and writing, and he said, sure. And he did it. And it ended up being a wonderful experience, not only for our customers who have never tried Weir's or known about them, but also for Weir's customers to experience Perfect Sweets, right? So it's only growth for both sides, and there's no limits to what you can do. You just have to realize that you're not in competition, right? We're here with small businesses should absolutely support one another, because we're out here hustling, we're out here working hard and trying to do different things. Even our partnership that we have with ShopRite of Vales Gate, which we're so excited about. We've been partnered with them for a couple of months now. You know, our cookies have been featured there. And coming up on August 1st, they're doing a outdoor barbecue, and we're partnering with them, and we're going to be doing a fundraiser for veterans, which I'm so excited about. Portion of the proceeds for us being out there with the cart is going to go to supporting veterans. So we are so excited about that, and we're going to push it as hard as possible, because we want other members of the chamber also to come out, and other small businesses, and just the community to come out and really contribute and buy something, because you're supporting a larger, greater cause.
Well, that's wonderful. And you guys have a connection to the military too, don't you?
We do. We have family. My father was a veteran. You know, my husband's uncle was a veteran. I have a cousin who's a vet, like loads of family members of mine, plenty of cousins who have served in the military.
Yeah. So we definitely, we support our veterans, and so many other organizations that we definitely just support. And then we're always willing to come out to those organizations and help them with fundraisers and things like that. Another thing that I did want to touch on, sometimes some of the people that we're dealing with, there's a food cost to what we're doing. And so sometimes, because people would say, oh, I bet you have cakes at the house all the time. No, we don't. That would be a waste of ours, and then we would be like 10,000 pounds. So we don't have that, because we're thinking about our food costs, but we're very conscious of, because we buy high quality ingredients. Mm-hmm. And we spend a lot of care. So we're very conscious about our costs. We're also very conscious about what the consumers can afford. And so we try to find that sweet spot that still covers our costs, but it's not too astronomically high where people feel like, oh my God, this is the whatever. And this cookie is for rich people. And I can't,
Well, and it does. You have a very luxurious taste, like all your products, everything you have is a luxurious tasting. Although I wouldn't taste the body butter per se. I would use that's all those things. That's true, because you use all natural ingredients.
Yeah.
And that's how it should be, because the body butter originally was just someone experimenting in the kitchen, and they got it on their skin. And look at the Greeks. When I was in Greece, they used the olive oil as sunscreen in many places, at least on the island of Crete. Let me just say that. So did you guys ever think that you'd be at this point in your life with this business as a family business?
I don't know. The thing about it is we come from a space of we both grew up in tough circumstances, with families, where it was we had to make ends meet.
Poverty.
And so we both grew up in that situation. So it's always been around people who have figured out I want to call it a hustle or something like that. And so that is what was already in us. Of course, I do have a different career that I chose that I enjoy, but still that entrepreneurial spirit has just always been with us. Did we know that Perfect Sweets would make it this far? Well, yeah, we did, because we dreamed that's what would happen. So yeah, we're very proud of it, but we've always had that kind of like, what's a hustle? Even now, I don't want to give too much away, but we're working on other hustles, if you will.
I would say for me, yes, actually, maybe even larger, because I'm a dreamer, and I like to dream big. And I know that I have a lot to offer. I know that I have more to offer. And I call it the Perfect Sweets effect. Like, it's the Perfect Sweets effect. Even what's happening with our current collaboration. And I feel like, I want even more people to experience not only our brand, but my brain and the things that go on in there and the things that I have to offer that I still want to offer. Like there's so much more. My husband knows, like for years, I've wanted to do plated desserts because that's coming because I don't want to limit myself to what we can offer.
Well, and I think that's beautiful. I think that dreaming big is so important, especially for entrepreneurs. If you're not dreaming big enough, uh, you can't, you really can't go up. You have to keep dreaming, keep dreaming. When you get to that dream, now dream even more so. That's what makes it a big dream because you have this little dream and then it becomes slightly bigger until it becomes humongous because you just have to keep dreaming. It's a process. Dreaming is a process, but the execution is very important. It also sounds like every film set, every bride and groom, as well as groomzillas and bridezillas, because doesn't matter who you're marrying, what their gender is, really race, religion. It just sounds like everybody needs to hire you for that. Because I noticed that you guys don't just stay within the confines of whatever the mainstream is. Like it's not Chips Ahoy we're talking about. It's not just some Betty Crocker cake out of a box. You guys are using these beautiful, like enriched products that are natural. And when I say natural, I mean organic, no pesticides, no crap, no filler. It is what it is. If you can't even pronounce the name, why bother? And I've noticed that on your products is I can pronounce the names.
Right.
If I was like smart enough to know how much measurement I need, I probably still couldn't replicate it. My cookies are way different. Mine use shortening and yours use way
Butter.
healthier things than shortening.
And that's why I always say, like, people will say, well, what did you, I was like, keep it simple. Like, go back to the basics. When grandma was in the kitchen 50 years ago, what did grandma use? Like, she didn't use these tons of, there was no preservatives. I've had people say, oh, if I have this, will it last me, into the next week and a half? And I'm like, I don't bake for things to last for a week and a half. Like, there's no preservatives in there. So, I've never tested that out, and I wouldn't want anything that would last that long. Like, it's meant to be consumed fresh. It's meant to be consumed now. If it's something that can sit on the counter for 10 days, I throw it away.
I know we always eat, like when we get our cookie box, we always eat it within 4 days because
that's what's best.
For time. But I love that. I love that you guys are not afraid to dare to dream and to go the extra mile, because it's not that you're doing things just because they taste good to you. Right. You're doing them because people just genuinely love it and they're going to keep coming back. You experiment, and if it works, it works. And if it doesn't, you roll with it and you go on to the next idea.
Yeah.
And that's refreshing in today's. You guys aren't beating the horse.
Right. Like, we never even imagined that even our drinks would be as popular as they are. But if we go out with our cart without like doing the fresh lemonade and the flavored beverages, the handcrafted beverages, I don't know what people would do. Like, that's a lot of times that's our number one seller. Like, people love our fresh lemonade and tea flavors, and they've enjoyed it, and we've gotten tons of great feedback on it, and we love doing it. I love it.
What's your most popular handcrafted drink, would you say?
Mango lemonade.
Mango lemonade, yes. Oh boy.
Mango lemonade, definitely.
Yeah.
And we had last year, there was the one, a watermelon mint.
The watermelon mint did well also.
Peach ginger did well also.
Yeah, because that was a surprise flavor for a lot of people.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, no, the watermelon mint sounds like it's right up my alley because I grew up in the South and everything's about mint and watermelon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You didn't think as a kid to combine them, and now hearing it, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense.
Right. And it's another opportunity for me to like introduce flavors in that people wouldn't have paired together, and to get it in a beverage form. And that's what I love about it. And I love making the drinks pretty And also like having multi-layered, you're not just drinking the drink, you know, when you're done drinking it, you can get a piece of fruit out of the cup. You can get a piece of fruit or something from off the top of the cup, like it's an experience.
Oh, absolutely. No, and I think that I think it's beautiful. I love that you guys have such creative vision and insight. You don't just have the experience and the education, you have the know-how and the ability to bounce back in a very complex world because the baking industry alone is complex.
It is.
Plus, you're going into other realms of skincare and beverage, and that is so daring, and I gotta say, I admire the hell out of you guys for doing that. I just love it.
Thank you.
So, with that said, are you guys ready for a lightning round?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, we're ready.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So, what is your favorite guilty pleasure dessert?
Shortbread cookie.
Shortbread cookie?
Yes, for me, I'll hide them.
Good. Do you get the walkers at Christmas and you're like, don't touch these, you'll die?
I could just keep with the short and a cup of hot tea. Shortbread cookie for me. What about you?
Love it. Yeah?
Lemon
Lemon
pound.
pound cake.
Lemon
Yeah.
pound? So when you were at Weir's, were you trying to eat the whole stock before?
But I even on the way home
We
today,
did.
I was, and then on the way home today, I was tempted to stop by there and then just get some for myself. But I was like, she's gonna find out. She's gonna know.
Well, you wouldn't have found any today because they were sold out and they're making another batch. It won't be ready till tomorrow.
Wonderful. Congratulations on the sold out batch.
Yeah.
So, what is the one thing that if you could do it right now, you would just do it right now? What is it? If you could just get up, go, no money needed, what is it? And you cannot say skydiving because I'd know you'd be full of it.
I'd go to Puerto Rico and lay out on the beach.
Yeah, it is our favorite. One of our favorite places to visit is Puerto Rico. The food, the culture, the music, the everything, the weather. Yes, it is our favorite place.
Buildings, the architect, I love it.
Yeah.
I love that. That's great. What's your favorite color?
Hot pink.
Hot pink.
Or I guess rose red is what the color is. Yeah.
That's right. And so that is the signature color for our cart and for everything else. So most of the time when you see Hasina, she'll be wearing that color. And then my favorite color is black. So, you know.
All right. So, how do you combine your colors? What's your favorite way to combine your hot pink and black colors into some kind of dessert?
I don't know that I've ever combined those colors into a dessert. Not the hot pink.
Not the hot pink.
But you got me thinking now.
Right. Right.
I would, if anything, I would probably say in a cookie. I did a chocolate raspberry cookie.
That's close.
That I just, that it's a problem. That chocolate one with the raspberry and the dark chocolate and
so that would be close.
Yeah.
Because you also did it with the strawberry and chocolate too. I was thinking.
Yeah, I've done that one.
Really good. If you could travel anywhere outside this planet without, suffocating and dying and all the other fun things, where would you go if you had no restriction?
To the moon.
You go to the moon?
I'd go to the moon.
You wouldn't go to like a further planet?
Go to the moon, man. I want to see the moon.
Way out there. Way out there?
I'd bounce around on the moon and stare down at the earth.
Now that you say it like that, yeah.
With a shortbread cookie in my hand.
The other planets might be too far away.
I would love that. Would love to be on the moon eating a shortbread cookie, a cup of matcha, and just staring at the earth. Like, Mama, I made it.
You're like, one for man, one for me. So then what would you call the title of this chapter of your life?
Wow, that is a great question.
That is a great question.
I really like that because there have been so many dynamics that we've gone through, especially in the past 2 years.
What about the refiner?
Yeah, the refiner, because it is definitely been some refining moments. So
Yeah.
the refiner, yeah.
The refiner.
That's
Yeah.
excellent. So, what is something that you guys like to do together for fun that is just for you guys?
I'm gonna let Hasina take that one.
No, this is.
No pressure.
We like to go for walks.
Yes, we do.
We do.
Yes.
We like to explore the outdoors, go on different trails together, especially if it's something we haven't like experienced before, like a new trail. It's like, ooh, we're out here having an adventure. So I
Yeah.
would say that.
Yeah.
And then my last lightning round question for you is, if you both could come back in the next life as something else, what would you be reincarnated as?
I love this life that I'm living, but probably a lion. It's like just my favorite animal, so a lion.
I don't think I would be a bird at all. I would
What do
just.
you mean?
I mean, I'm lying. I'm an animal. I don't think I would. I don't want to come back as an animal. I'm not with the circle of life. That's too much. Be worried about something coming up on you, taking you out.
I'm a lion. Like what? I'm the king of the jungle. I'm taking the things out.
Yeah.
Except for you humans.
Yeah, I would come back as me. I probably would just have a different profession.
That's awesome.
I'd probably be a singer.
Until you ran into a lion.
I'd be a singer with a lion.
There you go.
Named Anthony.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. No, but then you'd be like in Las Vegas on the strip, and they'll be like, that's the girl with the lion.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we were meant to be together.
Oh my gosh. That's wonderful. Well, I appreciate you guys answering an insane amount of questions and sharing your experience and your stories. Is there anything else you guys would like to add to this interview, or shout out, or just share with the world?
Yeah, I want to shout you out because you have been one of our, not only just a steady customer, but a steady soundboard. Whenever we've had ideas, to be able to bounce them off of you, the connections that you have really been helpful. And so some of the things, just you as a person, just really, really wonderful. And we are so fortunate to have you in our lives.
Well, that goes both ways, and I appreciate you guys. Also, send me a bill because I know I'm due for the cookie club. I'm gonna make my other half pay it this time, since I've been paying all of them and he's been eating them.
There you go. Get your turn, man.
Right.
Yeah,
Especially
that
since
and
it's
just,
more
for people who just want to try something different and believe in, love on all different levels. Everything we do with love. Every day we get up, we put our feet down and we walk with love in our hearts and in our minds, and we just want to spread love. And if we can do it in the form of a sweet, a drink, a body butter, or just being in our presence, then that's what we're setting out to do.
No, I love that. And I appreciate you guys.
That was it. Thank you.
Yeah,
Of course.
New from Perfect Sweets, body butter for all skin types.